Well, Veterans Day weekend has come to an end. It is currently Monday right now, and last night we got a couple articles dropped about ticket sales at the box office. This one in particular from Deadline is entitled The Marvel's Meltdown. Disney's MCU posts lowest box office opening ever at $47 million. What went wrong? That was soon followed up by another article from Variety, which was entitled The Marvel's Flops at International Box Office, with $63 million, dramatically behind 2019's Captain Marvel. Now, according to my calculations, 63 plus 47 gives us a grand total of $110 million internationally in ticket sales for the weekend for the Marvels. Now, I know you guys out there might be thinking that Mass is going to take this opportunity and use this video to attack Marvel Studios, the director, Kevin Feige, and Disney for the failures of this movie. That because Disney thought it was necessary to make this movie in the first place, adding two, of course, diverse women of color to join the beloved Brie Larson, they deserve the financial loss that this movie is going to incur. When in reality, Captain Marvel's previous box office success had nothing to do with the fact it cast Brie Larson in the main role, or that her story was so amazing, or that she was more powerful than any of her male or female predecessors in the MCU. The fact is, Captain Marvel's success was strictly based off its release date, sandwiched in between two of the biggest films of all time, Infinity Wars and Endgame. Now, putting aside all the name-calling and finger-pointing, according to Breitbart in their latest article about the movie, surveys show women failed to turn out for the Marvels. It says, now that Disney's grooming syndicates the Marvels is a bona fide box office catastrophe, we can expect the usual lies about how this is all the fault of racist Trump supporters, all the fault of everything except a lousy movie with unappealing stars, running around pointing at terrible CGI, and a spent franchise that has worked overtime to alienate fans by taking a dump on everything that they once loved about the franchise. Except, the science doesn't back that up. Here's a breakdown of the suckers who went to see the Marvels this weekend. Overall numbers of those in attendance, 65% were male-leaning, with 45% of men over 25, 22% of women over 25, men under 25 were 20%, and women under 25, 14%. The biggest demo was 25 to 34-year-olds at 33%. Diversity demos broke down as follows: 36% Caucasian, 27% Latino and Hispanic, 17% Black, and 14% Asian. So even though women outnumber men in the American population by a point or two, it is men who overwhelmingly went to see the Marvels, while the ladies chose to stay home. Had only 10% of the nearly 170 million women in the country gone to see the Marvels, it would have been a smash hit. And unfortunately for a lot of fans, this pandering is going to continue well past this weekend and the release of this movie. As it's just been recently confirmed by Marvel, so far, 3 of the new Young Avengers are going to be ladies from the MCU. Now, as I said earlier in this video, I'm not just going to use this time to bash the Marvel's movie or Feige or Disney or anyone. I kind of want to steer the conversation in a different direction and get you guys thinking about what is going on at the box office, actual ticket sales. This article from last week was dropped on November 9th from The Hollywood Reporter. AMC Theater shareholders vote against CEO Adam Aron's $23.7 million pay package. While the vote does not have any financial ramifications, it may signal some unhappiness among shareholders. Now, most of you guys probably noticed I put Adam Aron in the thumbnail for tonight's video, and I want to kind of talk about what is going on right now with him and the dilution from last week. I saw people immediately after this news dropped and we had the share offering trying to correlate him losing the vote and the pay raise to the dilution that we saw. Now, of course, I'm not going to sit here and try and act like I have any idea what is going on in Adam Aron's mind right now, how he feels about the shareholders striking down this compensation package. I'm pretty sure he is set for life, and this little pay bump is not going to make or break his career. But I think we can all agree on what is stated in the last paragraph of this article. It says, in the most recent earnings report for the 3 months ending in September, AMC swung to profit and saw its revenue climb thanks to the success of films such as Barbie and Oppenheimer. More recently, the theater chain saw success with the rollout of the Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour, but Aaron has cautioned that the theaters will still likely see repercussions from the writers and actors strike, which disrupted the film release calendar. And speaking of calendars, guys, it is November 13th of 2023. We are less than 48 hours away from the midpoint of the quarter. So far, we've had 134 releases, which have grossed us just under $740 million, with Taylor Swift The Eras Tour having the highest gross at just over $172 million. So we are way off on numbers right now when it comes to what we need for a profitable quarter. And we don't have a ton of big movies, blockbusters, coming out in the next 6 weeks. And look, I get the frustration. For those of us who've been hodling this stock for the last 2.5 years plus, seeing a nice move get canceled out with the CEO pumping shares into the market, it's a big disappointment. It's a letdown. It's maybe what killed our MOAS back in June of 2021. But the truth of the matter is, while we wait till the shorts either have their come to Jesus moment or there's some kind of liquidity crisis, AA's job as the CEO is to bring in revenue and turn a profit. Just look at the box office numbers so far this quarter. I mean, if it wasn't for him going out and signing Taylor Swift and Beyonce to these distribution deals for the concert, our numbers would be pretty lame for Q4. Now, I have no idea how the next 6 weeks are going to play out, what our final numbers will be for the quarter, but I certainly don't think that having almost $1 billion of cash on hand is going to hurt our cause. And I don't agree with everything that Adam Aron does, but again, I got to try to understand where he's coming from. He is looking out for the company ultimately, and I kind of want to see the same thing, right? I want those people to be able to keep their jobs. I want the industry to continue well into the future. We haven't felt the effects yet from the writers or actor strikes. This is just not a great schedule coming out, and we're not being helped by some of the big players out there, like the MCU, like Lucasfilm, like DC, who have decided to go down this unprofitable road and basing everything off of ESG and equity and hiring people not based off meritocracy, but because they check a few certain boxes. And along with these new hires, they have brought with them their politics and their ideologies, which they are infusing into the movies under the guise of being made for a modern audience. And it certainly has had a negative effect on the box office, ticket sales, and ultimately putting asses in seats. And we, the shareholders, are seeing those effects in real time in the stock price and in our brokerage accounts. Now, will this record-breaking catastrophe from the MCU, the Marvels, will it be a wake-up call to the studios? I don't know. Only time will tell. 2024 looks like it has a good slate of movies coming out. The earnings call was pretty much positive from Adam Aron. There were some unexpected bonuses in there. But what I've seen so far from Hollywood, I am not holding my breath, but I will hold my shares. All right, this seems like a good place to call it, guys. We'll be going live in the next 24 hours. If not tonight, definitely tomorrow night. If you have something that I maybe missed, put it down in the comments below. Let me know what you think. And as always, thank you for all the likes, the views, the comments, my new subscribers, my OGs. I appreciate each and every one of you. We are here to break the wheel. This is Ape Nation. I'm the Massalorian, and I'm out.